Hugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez, Jeremie Frimpong. Add this to players like Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah. Arne Slot is creating something English football hasn't seen before. He isn't just building a super team, he's creating a dynasty, because what's harder than winning once, having to do it again? Winning the Premier League was incredible for Slot and his team, but as soon as the reality had settled, Slot knew what the deal was.
To strengthen this summer.
City will probably strengthen the squad again. If the rumours are correct, Arsenal is planning the same, so it would be stupid if we are not looking. It's not that easy, because this team has already won the league. There are certain...
He already understands the dynamics of the competition. Teams like Manchester City and Arsenal have already made big signings in key positions to try and compete again. And Slot kept to his word. He did make signings to try and strengthen this Liverpool team. He knew relying on Mohamed Salah for the goals and creativity wasn't going to cut it. So he went to Germany and got the most talented kid in the country, Florian Wirtz. Liverpool signed Wirtz for a reported fee of £116 million by the time add-ons come into the picture. A British transfer record fee, but anyone who has watched Wirtz play knows he's worth every single penny. Goals like that? Part of his catalogue. So just how good is Florian Wirtz then? For starters, he's a game changer. He ticks every metric you'd expect from a world-class player. Across the last 2 seasons, Wirtz recorded 44 goal contributions, 21 goals, and a Bundesliga high 23 assists. For context, he's only behind Cole Palmer for players aged 23 and under in this category. Still not convinced? Last season, Wirtz was one of only 6 players to hit double figures for goals and assists in Europe's top 5 leagues, completed the most take-ons in the Bundesliga with 313. Created the 5th most big chances in the last 2 seasons in Europe's top 5 leagues with 121, ranked 1st in the Bundesliga for through passes last season. I could drop more stats, but you'd probably have gotten the general idea by now. Florian Wirtz is a sensational talent and a hard worker too. No one won back possession in the final third more than Wirtz last season. He did it 71 times, and the figure also includes 39 high turnovers. I mean, it all just adds up. Liverpool is getting a player they haven't arguably had since the days of Philippe Coutinho, possibly even better. The modern-day version of a 10. Wirtz can play between the lines. He can score goals and provide assists, and he also works hard and presses to close opposition defenses. He's versatile too. He can play as a 10, as an 8, or even as a false 9. Wirtz is an upgrade to an area that is key for Arne Slot. He had high praise for Dominik Szoboszlai last season, but also criticised his lack of proper goal contributions in that position. Now, this isn't to say Wirtz is coming in to replace Szoboszlai. The beauty of having a player like Wirtz on the team is that Slot can tweak his tactics to include both the on-ball qualities of Wirtz and the pressing and energy Szoboszlai brings. But there is no doubting Wirtz is an upgrade, and it seems like that's the deal for Slot this season. Upgrading key positions in the team, and that's why in attack they've agreed a £69 million deal with another German club to get what could prove to be an underrated addition. Hugo Ekitike. Unlike Wirtz, the price tag raises a lot of questions. For context, Ekitike has only scored 44 senior goals in his career, but looking at him based on basic stats alone would be wrong. See guys, Arne Slot has seen something no one else has quite caught up to. Ekitike? He's a baller. I mean, yeah, sure, with that price tag, his goals would become the main focus. But that's now how Arne Slot sees it, because with Ekitike, he's looking at a guy who connects many dots in attack. At 6'3", he's an outlet for long balls if they have to. But he's also got crazy technique that makes him good on the ball. Ekitike is the type of striker who loves playing for others. He will score goals, but at the same time, he will create for his teammates. 15 goals last season in the Bundesliga, 8 assists. joint 4th for the most goal contributions in the league. He ranked 7th for open play chance creations in the Bundesliga. What's interesting about this is that this particular stat isn't something you'd associate with a number 9, a goal scorer. That's simply because Ekitike is more. His movement in the box is electric. Across the top 5 leagues last season, Ekitike was one of just 4 players to play at least 1,500 minutes and average at least 4 shots and 7 touches in the opposition's box. The other 3, Lamine Yamal, Ousmane Dembele and Kylian Mbappe. As you can expect, playing for this Liverpool team, Ekitike can press. He will press. He ranked first with an average of 15.3 high pressures in the final third per 90 amongst his teammates. Then you combine all of this with his age. At 23, there is still much room for Ekitike to improve. He will score goals, but this isn't simply about the goals for Arne Slot. It's about the team and how Ekitike fits in. It isn't about the press alone either. It's about how he's good at certain things that make up the entire package. Darwin Núñez can press, but couldn't finish his chances. He wasn't technical enough. Ekitike is all of that and more. Just like that, Arne Slot has 2 new faces in midfield and attack that represent an interesting dynamic for Liverpool. He has a third one too, and if you guessed it, yeah, it's from the Bundesliga. Only with this guy, his position depends on how you look at it. Trust me guys, Jeremie Frimpong is more than just vibes. If he can anything near the levels he showed for Bayer Leverkusen last season, then that's scary for the rest of the league. You can't look at Frimpong and look past his pace. He's rapid, but what's interesting about Frimpong is that he doesn't just run for the sake of it. He uses his speed to get into dangerous positions. Arne Slot knows this. There's also something he knows about Frimpong that will become public as the season starts. This isn't about replacing Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's about getting a different profile down the right. He's got 48 goal involvements from a right wing-back role across the last 2 seasons. For context, elite wingers have struggled to put up numbers like this over that period. With Frimpong, Slot is looking at a player who would become dangerous in attacking situations. His speed allows him to make quick runs into the box. Only Florian Wirtz and Patrick Schick had more touches in the opposition's box than Frimpong last season. Another thing with Frimpong is how he loves to hug the width. You think about this and how it affects Mohamed Salah positively, and it becomes even scarier. Last season, Salah openly talked about telling Arne Slot to play him closer to the goal and relieve him a bit of defensive duties, and in turn, he'd produce. He did produce. 28 goals and 18 assists. So, how does all of this affect Frimpong then? With his pace and ability to hug the touchline, Slot knows there's no realistic need for Salah to stay out wide. Frimpong becomes the player who hugs the width. It's a blueprint we've seen in Europe this season. Think of Barcelona and how Rafinha was able to get 59 goal contributions by getting into central positions instead of staying out wide because his fullback, Alejandro Balde, bumped up the pitch to provide the width. That's the idea with a possible Frimpong and Salah combination on the right. There's also been talk about Frimpong not being able to defend and whether he can play as a right back. In this context, it's different. Frimpong rarely defended at Leverkusen because he often didn't need to defend. Xabi Alonso's system of using wingbacks meant he preferred them higher up the pitch, where they focused more on the attacking aspect of the game. It doesn't mean Frimpong can't defend. A lot of people forget he started as a right back at Manchester City's academy, Celtic, and even his early days at Leverkusen before Xabi Alonso's arrival. The position wouldn't be new to him. Positions could also be another weapon Slot can exploit teams with by using Frimpong. His versatility across that right-hand side is top-notch. He's played right back. He played wing-back under Xabi Alonso. He plays as a right winger for the Dutch national team. Last season, he even played as part of the 2-10s in attack, and briefly as a false 9. The point is, Jeremie Frimpong becomes the football version of a Swiss Army knife for Arne Slot. switch positions to the other flank, and it begins to build up another narrative Slot is creating. Left back, another upgrade. Honestly, getting Milos Kerkez is a genius move. Kerkez sits in a round-table discussion of the best fullbacks in the league. You could make the case that all round there's not much better than him. Defensively, he's tied 12th for the most interceptions per 90 at 1.21, ranks 19th for possession 1 per 90 with a 4.55 average. Crazy stamina, he ranked first for the most overlapping runs last season. Then you look at his offensive numbers. Tied 6th for the most goal contributions from fullbacks in the league with 7. Covered the third most distance in the same category with 375.09k. Covered the third most sprints with 845, put in the third most crosses with 132, and to cap it off, played all 38 games last season. With Kerkez, Arne Slot has a new engine room. He's like a younger version of Andy Robertson. At 21, there's plenty of reason to believe he will get better and get even more experience. The Kerkez situation also explains perfectly what Arne Slot is building with this Liverpool team. Per The Athletic, Arne Slot wants to have at least 2 top players fighting for positions on the team. At the moment, he's very close to achieving that. At left back, he's got one of the world's best over the last 7 seasons, Andy Robertson. He's now got one of the best young players in that position. At right back, he's got both Jeremie Frimpong and Connor Bradley, who is more than just a decent replacement. Bradley has shown in the last couple of seasons that when he's fit, he can command a place in the team. Down the left wing, it's the same idea. Cody Gakpo and Luis Diaz, both coming off personal bests in terms of numbers for Liverpool last season. In midfield, Alexis Mac Allister and Ryan Gravenberch formed a title-winning duo at the base, but at the same time, players like Curtis Jones and Wataru Endo, when played, also did enough to show that they can play in Slot's system, as did the young Trey Nyoni from the academy that's won to, he's now got Florian Wirtz, who can operate as true number 10. But Slot has also got the likes of Dominic Szoboszlai and Harvey Elliott, who can also play in the position. It even extends down to the goalkeeping department. Alisson has been arguably the best in the world for years. Liverpool recently lost who used to be the best number 2 in the world for years to Brentford after Koimhin Kelleher left. His replacement is Georgi Mamadashvili, the Georgian goalie who at the Euros last year made the list of saves and prevented the most goals per 90. The plan is very clear now. This isn't just a Mohamed Salah team anymore. Even with guys like Virgil van Dijk, you still get the idea that Slot isn't done in this transfer window. To win again, he needs to build a super team, an army, and that army is almost complete. Can Liverpool win back-to-back league titles in 2026, or will the competition be too much for Slot and his team to handle? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to Matchday Moments as well.